Hey guys, it's CrystalRenèe here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thanks for joining. In this video, watch me pop my cuttings of my Tetrasperma, Fiddle fig, and Pilea. If you're interested, then stay tuned. So now I'm just going to jump right into it. Here I have is my cutting of my Tetrasperma that I received as a free gift from an Etsy shop that I purchased a plant from. I had this in this vase for about 2 months now, and since it's been in this vase, it has grown 3 new leaves and has rooted up very well. I'm now going to pull it out of the vase to show you just how much the roots have grown on this cutting. As you can see, the roots on this cutting looks nice and healthy. I normally didn't change the water, but I did top it off when I did see the water getting low. So I did that for the full 2 months. And as you can see, I'm trying to separate the leaves so that you can see that there are 3 leaves that has offsprung from this one cutting. So when it came to lighting, I typically kept the vase in a bright spot where it got plenty of sunlight, and I think that played a part on how nice the root grown on this cutting. So now I've filled up a 4-inch planter to the level where I would like for my plant to stand. I will place the cutting in the center, and I will be backfilling the planter and making sure all of its roots is covered and in place. So what I'm doing now is lightly pressing on the top of the soil to make sure that the cutting is covered completely and is still in its position. And she's all potted up. As you all know, Tetraspermas do grow very quickly, so I am excited to see how fast this cutting grows. I will keep track of that, and if that's something that you want an update on, please leave it in the comments below, and I will make sure to give you an update. Now let's talk about this fiddle leaf fig. I first received this fiddle leaf fig at the plant stand of Arizona at my very first plant swap. If you guys haven't saw that video, please check it out. I will link it up above in my right hand corner. Anywho, When I received this cutting, it was potted in soil and it did not grow, it did not die, it did not do anything for about 2 months. So, a month ago, I decided to place it in water to see if it would grow some roots or do something. So I did place it in water and it did begin to grow. It grew lots of roots. The roots is very small, but this large leaf I'm pointing at and this leaf here below are the only 2 leaves that was on this cutting when I received it. Since being in water, these 2 leaves that I'm pointing at now have recently grown from this fiddle leaf fig. So now I have been proven that this is indeed a real fiddle leaf fig, because I really genuinely thought this was an artificial plant, but I have been proven wrong. So here I've partially filled a planter like I did with the first cutting, and I am going to do the exact same thing. I am going to center my cutting and I'm going to backfill it with soil until it's in the position and place where I need it to be. Here I'm just making sure that my cutting is placed straight up and not leaning to the side. That way it's not growing at an angle. Now she too is potted up. Hopefully I get some great growth out of her now that I have promoted some mature roots. And hopefully she likes the location that I place her in. I'm not sure how fast a fiddle leaf fig grows, but from the time it's been in water, I'd say it grows at a medium rate. Now I'm just going to top each one of these cuttings off with a little bit of the water that it has been rooting in, and make sure the soil is well watered. So now both my Tetrasperma and Fiddle leaf fig are all potted up and they look adorable. Now let's talk about this Pilea. I have been rooting this Pilea for about over a month. Actually, I've been rooting 3 of these Pilea babies, and the roots are crazy. It is long overdue to be potted in soil, and because I have a little bit soil left over, I will be potting up one of these today. So with all 3 of my cuttings, I use the same soil mixture, which is some peat-based soil mix, a little bit of perlite and a little bit of orchid bark, and that's about it. So as you can see, potting cuttings is pretty self-explanatory. It's simple and easy to do. Anybody can do it. It's a matter of trying. So you have to learn somewhere, and just know that you're doing a great deed for your plants. As I always like to mention, I am not a professional. These are just some tips that I use here in my home, and hopefully they work for you in your home with your collection. Well, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you have any comments or questions, please drop them in the comments below. And also, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do it and click the bell so that you never miss a post. Hey, don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. And until next time, happy growing!